देर। खुदा हाफिज जय सबने थे, खुदा हाफिज, खुदा हाफिज, खुदा हाफिज जय सबने थे। हल मूसा गढ़ सवे, हल मूसा गढ़ सवे। आयो हुकुम आज ओचतो।
Friends and fellow devotees of the Lord, it is a joy to be in your midst this evening. Let my first word be a word of gratitude, or rather a word of greeting. Let the first word be a word of greeting with love and humility in my heart. I greet every one of you in the name of our beloved and revered Gurudev Sadhu Vaswani, and in the name of the great ideal which was so dear to his heart, the ideal of fellowship and brotherhood, the fellowship of all races and religions, the fellowship of all countries and communities, the fellowship of East and West, and the brotherhood of all life, the brotherhood of man and bird and animal. In the name of this great ideal of fellowship and brotherhood, of unity and peace, I greet you all. My friends, last year I was in the States, and there at a press conference, a journalist put to me this question. He said to me, "You have visited the States for a number of times. Tell me what would be, in brief, your message to the average American." And I asked him, "In how many words would you wish me to address the message?" Because he said it should be brief. And he said to me, "In 4 words. In 4 words, what would be your message to the average American?" I thought for a while, and then I told him the 4 words are, slow down your pace. Slow down your pace. We live in an age of speed, and stress is a byproduct of speed. Wherever there is speed, there is bound to be stress. Stress is a byproduct of speed, and stress always leads to anxiety. And anxiety is the parent of fear. These 4, speed, stress, anxiety, fear, are interrelated. They go together. As I've said, we live in an age of speed. Everyone is hurrying, hurrying, hurrying. Everyone is running, running, running. We all are running like squirrels in a cage, running yet getting nowhere. We all are hurrying, 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 hurrying to get that which when we get, we find we don't really need it. We are all the time hurrying. We are not hurrying merely when we are walking or moving or traveling in a car. We are hurrying even while we are waiting, standing, sitting. We may be sitting in an outer office waiting to be called in for an interview. In the mind within we are hurrying. We may be standing at a bus stop, waiting for a bus to arrive. In the mind within we are hurrying. It is this mental hurry which is the number 1 cause of stress. My friends, if you will permit me, I will now pass on to you 10 ways. What are the 10 ways of overcoming stress, anxiety, fear? What are the 10 ways? What are the 10 practical suggestions which I have found helpful in overcoming stress, anxiety, fear? But these practical suggestions are not merely to be heard, they are to be put into practice. Practical suggestions which are only heard, not put into practice, are absolutely ineffective and useless. It is not necessary that you give effect to all the 10 practical suggestions at the same time simultaneously. It is enough if you pick one of them. Just one of them, or any other practical suggestion that may suggest itself to you, but try to bear witness to it in deeds of daily living. This is very, very important. It is life that is needed, not words. I may recite the entire Bhagavad Gita by heart. I have friends who recite all the 700 shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita by heart before they take breakfast every day. Better than reciting the Bhagavad Gita by heart is to pick up one shloka, half a shloka of the Bhagavad Gita, and try to bear witness to it in deeds of daily living. If we merely recite the scriptures, we are no better than tape recorders. 10 practical suggestions, 10 ways of overcoming stress, anxiety, fear. What are they? The very first practical suggestion, the very first way to overcome stress, anxiety, fear, and I told you that they are interrelated. The very first way, the very first practical suggestion is always take care of your attitude. Attitudes are a tremendous power, a tremendous force in the life of every individual. In the Bhagavad Gita, we have the words, the Master, the Lord Sri Krishna, speaking unto his dear devoted disciple Arjuna. Sri Krishna says, Arjuna, remember, man is his own friend, man is his own foe. We are our own friends. We are our own foes. It's very easy in difficult and trying circumstances to throw the blame upon others and say, had this person not behaved in this way, my condition would have been different. No, my friends. No one outside of you can do you any harm. You yourself are your own friend. You yourself are your own foe. And you become your friend when you adopt a positive attitude, a constructive attitude, a friendly attitude, a correct attitude. What is it to have the positive attitude? It is not that the man with the positive attitude refuses to recognize that there is the negative side of life. There is the negative side of life. Life is full of difficulties, dangers, trials, tribulations, but the man with a positive attitude will not dwell on them. He may be surrounded by adverse circumstances, yet he will look for a place to stand on. Conditions all around him may be very bad, but he will continue to look for good results. This it is to have a positive attitude. Dr. Radhakrishnan, when he became the President of India, visited the United States for the first time. At that time, the President of the United States was John F. Kennedy. He came to receive Dr. Radhakrishnan at the airport. And as Dr. Radhakrishnan landed on the American soil, the weather in Washington was very stormy. It was dark. It was very windy. You who have visited the United States know what it is to be in that stormy weather. And the moment Dr. Radhakrishnan landed, it began to pour heavily. John Kennedy came forward to greet his Indian counterpart with a very warm handshake and said to him, "I am sorry, you have come to us at a time when the weather is very, very bad." Dr. Radhakrishnan smiled as he said to him, "Mr. President, we cannot change bad things, but we can always change our attitude towards them." If you want to avoid stress, anxiety, fear, you must see that your attitude is a correct one. But let me proceed to the next way. The second way of overcoming stress, anxiety, fear, the second way is, if you want to overcome stress, you must not anticipate trouble. There are people who are given to the habit of anticipating troubles. They will keep on imagining all sorts of troubles. They will say, what if this thing happens to me? What if that thing happens to me? What will I do then? Don't anticipate trouble. It was Jesus who said, "Sufficient unto the day are the troubles thereof." Think of the trouble that is in front of you. If there is a trouble that has come to you, remember that trouble has brought with itself a packet containing the strength to be able to face that trouble. "Aye dil tu fikr mat kar, tera bhi khuda hai. Mushkil padi to kya hua, mushkil kusha bhi hai." The trouble brings along with itself, in the same packet, the strength so that you may be able to face the trouble in the right way. Never anticipate trouble. There are people who will always keep on thinking of troubles that will never. It was Benjamin Franklin, that wise American, who said on one occasion, he said, "Don't anticipate trouble nor worry about things which may never happen. Keep in the sunlight." Never worry about things which may never happen. There is the story of an angel. He found a man carrying a heavy sack on his back. His back was bent beneath the burden of the weight of that sack. And the angel told him, "My friend, what are you carrying?" And the man said to him, "I am carrying all my worries on my back. And the weight is unbearable, the burden is unbearable." And the angel told him, "Put down the sack, let me see what worries are there in it." And when they opened the sack, they found that there were only two types of worries. There were worries about yesterday, which was past. Yesterday, which was now past. And there were worries about future, which had not yet arrived. And the angel told him, "Why are you worrying? The past is gone. The past is dead and gone. Why are you worrying about the past? You don't really have worries. Why are you worrying about the future which has not yet arrived? You do not know what it may bring. You truly have no worries at all. Throw the sack away." And this takes us to the third practical suggestion, the third way of overcoming stress, anxiety, fear. The third way, the third practical suggestion is, don't worry about the past, don't worry about the future, therefore learn to live in the present. Learn to live in the present moment. The present moment is the only moment that you have. The past is a cancelled check. The future is a promissory note. The present is the only cash in hand. Learn to live in the present moment. This is the true art of living. Living in the present moment. We are all the time worrying about the past. We are worrying about the future, with the result that the opportunity that we have to enjoy the present moment is slipping out of our hands. Learn to live in the present moment. Therefore, learn to live in day-tight compartments. What is a day-tight compartment? A day-tight compartment is, draw a circle, and in the circle, pour all the things that you can very conveniently and comfortably do within a whole day. All the things that you can conveniently and comfortably do within the whole day. Think only of those things. Think of nothing else. Nothing else can go into this day's work, and nothing must come out of it. Put a lid over it. You have only one day in front of you. This is all that I can do in that day's time. I will not bother about the remaining work. There is plenty of work that remains to be attended to, but I will not bother about it. I can attend only to this much work. I will do this work. Finish that work, the work that you have assigned yourself for the day, then move over to another day-tight compartment. If at any time you find that a day-tight compartment is too long, then you can even have 4-hour compartments, or you can even have 1-hour compartment. 1-hour compartment. Draw a circle, put into it all the work that you can conveniently and comfortably do within 1 hour's time. But this is very, very important, that you must not move on to another compartment until you have finished the work that you have assigned to yourself for that particular hour. This is the true art of living. If you do it, you will have found a really potent and effective way of overcoming stress and anxiety and fear. And practical suggestion number 4. Practical suggestion number 4 is, if you want to overcome stress, anxiety, fear, you must never hold a grudge in your heart against anyone. Your heart should be free of all grudges. Therefore, you must grow in the spirit of forgiveness. I think the modern world needs this message. We all need it. We keep on holding grudges in the heart within against people. Remember, when you hold a grudge against anyone, you may not be harming that person, but you are harming yourself. Because by holding a grudge in your heart within, you are circulating poison throughout your entire system. You are harming yourself. You may not be harming the other person. Arjuna, man is his own friend, man is his own foe. We become our own foes. We become our own enemies. When we hold a grudge against anyone, has anyone wronged you? Has anyone cheated you? Has anyone taken undue advantage of you? Has anyone maligned you? Has anyone spread scandals against you? Has anyone robbed you? Forgive him before forgiveness is asked. This is the rule of overcoming stress and anxiety and fear. I tell my friends very often, I tell them, before you go to sleep at night, think of all the people who have wronged you, who have cheated you, who have not behaved well towards you, who have maligned you, who have spoken ill of you. Think of all of them and actually mention their names. Say, Mr. XYZ, I forgive you. Miss XYZ, I forgive you. Mrs. XYZ, I forgive you. You will sleep soundly and peacefully at night. You must not hold a grudge against anyone. There was a doctor friend of mine. He was speaking to me of a man, and he told me that this man had no disease. He did not suffer from any disease. But he suffered from what the doctor called grudgitis. Grudgitis. He said this man kept on holding grudges against people. with the result that he could not survive. He died. He could not bear the burden. Do not hold a grudge against anyone. Therefore, grow in the spirit of forgiveness. And whenever you have found that you have wronged somebody, that you have done to somebody something which you should not have done, you should not hesitate in asking for forgiveness. Your mind will be clear. We need to grow in the spirit of forgiveness and also grow in the spirit of asking for forgiveness. Yes. And now, practical suggestion number 5, the 5th way of overcoming stress, anxiety, fear. The 5th way, the 5th practical suggestion is, you must grow in the spirit of gratitude. This is very, very necessary. Count your blessings. God has blessed us in a variety of ways. In 100,000 ways He has blessed us. But if He takes away one thing from us, one gift which He has given us, if He takes it back, we begin to shout and say, why me? What has God done to me? What did I do to deserve this? When I got those gifts, I never said, what did I do to deserve all these gifts? I may be staying in a beautiful bungalow. I may have servants at my beck and call. I never think of thanking God for all that. We take things for granted, but when something is taken away from us, we start grumbling. We must grow in the spirit of gratitude. Gratitude. So many people come to me in a state of depression. And do you know what I tell them? I give them a sheet of paper and a pencil, and I tell them, go and write down 50 things for which you should feel grateful to God. If only you think of all the things for which you should feel grateful to God, your depression will be lifted off. Your mood will change. You will be transformed. You will become new. Grow in a spirit of gratitude. Grow in a spirit of gratitude. In Africa is found a fruit which is called taste berry. Some of you who have been to Africa may have tasted this taste berry. It is said that the person who eats this taste berry, it's very delicious to taste. But the beauty of this taste berry is that whatever you eat thereafter, after eating the taste berry, whatever food you eat, it may be sour, it may be insipid, it may be bitter, will become very tasty and very delicious. Gratitude is the taste berry of the soul. Once you have grown in the spirit of gratitude, whatever happens to you, you will be happy. You will keep on smiling. You must have seen people like that. Whatever be the condition around them, they're always smiling. And practical suggestion number 6. Practical suggestion number 6. The 6th way of overcoming stress, anxiety, fear. The 6th way is develop a healthy sense of humor. Humor and stress can never go together, even as light and darkness cannot dwell together. If you have humor, you can get over any stressful situation very easily. Develop a healthy sense of humor. I've repeatedly said to you that laughter is an all-round tonic. Today we have forgotten how to laugh. We have forgotten how to smile. We live in an age of speed. We are bothered about so many other things, but we never think of laughing or think of smiling. There was a student who met me. He said, I do not know what teacher we have in the class. I have studied under him for 9 months, but in all these 9 months he has not smiled even once. Just imagine. In our days, whenever teachers used to enter the class, they used to smile at us. And they used to say, "Good morning, children," and they used to smile. Every day they used to smile so many times. But in 9 months, this teacher has not smiled. We have forgotten the art of smiling. We have forgotten the art of laughing. Laughter is an all-round tonic. It is a physical tonic, it's a mental tonic, it is a spiritual tonic. Laughter strengthens the lungs. Laughter aids circulation. Laughter helps digestion. Laughter strengthens the immune system. It is a physical tonic, it is a mental tonic, it is a spiritual tonic. But it should be regular belly laughter. The whole body should shake. Then it becomes a tonic. Practical suggestion number 7. The 7th way of overcoming stress, anxiety, fear. The 7th practical suggestion is, take care of your breathing. We have developed, I don't know why, a wrong way of breathing. When we were born, we used to breathe in a different way. Now our breathing has become quick and shallow. In a minute, on an average, a human being inhales, takes in 16 breaths, exhales 16 breaths. Our breathing is chest breathing, short and quick, shallow breathing. Remember, breathing is directly connected with the state of the mind. Breathing and thinking, they go together. Your breathing should become belly breathing. Now, if you keep your hand on your chest, you will find that the hand goes up and down. Actually, your belly, if you keep your hand over the tummy, it should go up and down. When you breathe in, the tummy should come out. When you breathe out, the tummy should go in. But that does not happen in the case of most of you. You should change your style of breathing. If your breathing becomes a correct one, your breathing now is very much like, say, you park a car, but you forget to put off the engine. And the machine keeps on working until the petrol is exhausted. This creates a stressful condition for the body. This type of breathing, chest breathing, it should be belly breathing. You can initiate the process by becoming aware of it. Therefore, every few hours, after every 2 hours, every 3 hours, you should take 10 belly breaths. Until you form this as a habit. Your breathing should be correct. If your breathing is correct, you will find that you will always be calm and peaceful. Practical suggestion number 8. Number 8 is cultivate faith in the goodness and in the caring power of God. There is no stress buster like faith in God. Saint Teresa of Spain, who appeared in the 16th century, I think. Saint Teresa had only 3 shillings. She said she was going to open an orphanage, and the people ridiculed her. But she said to the people, with 3 shillings, Teresa cannot do anything. But with 3 things and God, what is there that Teresa cannot achieve? That is faith. That is faith. If only we can have such faith, we don't need to do anything else. We will automatically overcome all stress, all anxiety, all fear. And practical suggestion? Practical suggestion number 9, If you want to overcome stress, anxiety, fear, you must practice silence every day. This is very, very important. We live in a noisome world. There are people who get up in the morning and the very first thing they do, before brushing their teeth, before washing their face, the first thing they do is to put on the TV, full volume. It keeps on blaring all the time. Whether they listen to it or no, they are not bothered. But the noise goes on. We live in a noisome world. And even as there are particles of dust, they come and cling to our clothes. We wash them with soap and water. Even so, there are particles of noise. They come and cling to our minds. They come and cling to our hearts. They come and cling to our souls. We need to cleanse them. We need to wash them in the flowing waters of silence. Many years ago, that Christian mystic, Thomas Merton, you must have heard his name, he wrote a wonderful book. The title of that book is The Waters of Silence. We have to take dips in those waters of silence every day. Every day, preferably at the same time, preferably at the same place. Come and sit in a silence corner where the outer noises do not disturb you, where even the telephone bell must not tinkle. Come and sit in silence to begin with for 15 minutes. Gradually increase the time until you come to at least 1 hour. 1 hour silence every day is very, very necessary for each one of us. I often call this period as our daily appointment with God. We keep a number of appointments every day, but we miss out this most important of all appointments, our daily appointment with God. Once you form this habit, I tell you, if perchance someday you are not able to sit in silence, you will not feel happy. You will feel that you are missing something. But more concerning this on some other day, I wanted today to teach you a simple method of meditation. But there is no time today. Let us move on to the 10th, the last practical suggestion. The 10th way of overcoming stress, anxiety, fear is help others. There is no stress buster like helping others. Whenever you feel you are stressed, whenever you feel tensed up, go and serve somebody. Go and bring joy into the lives of some who are in need of joy. The Chinese have a proverb. They say, if you want to be happy for an hour, go and take a nap. If you want to be happy for a day, go out on a picnic. If you want to be happy for a month, go and marry. If you want to be happy for a year, inherit a fortune. But if you want to be happy for a lifetime, go and help others. Go and help others. This is all that I have to say to you, my friends. I met a centenarian. I will not take more of your time. I met a centenarian. He looked very happy. His face smiled. He was alert. He was aware. He was awake. He was active. And I asked him the secret of his life. And he said to me, my secret is a very simple one. Think positively, eat sparingly, exercise regularly, take as much walk as you can. Always see that your thoughts and your actions are pure and clean. See that you never carry guilt on your mind. I will repeat these words. They are worth repeating. Think positively, eat sparingly, exercise regularly, walk as much as you can. See that your thoughts and actions are always pure and clean, so that there is no feeling of guilt on your mind. And to this I would add, if you will permit me, practice silence for at least 15 minutes every day and keep on doing as much good as you can, to as many as you can, in as many ways as you can, on as many occasions as you can, and as long as you can. I thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.